Greetings, my fellow servants of the God Emperor. It is the Heritor, and welcome back to Rogue Trader. Here we are in the Atlas Reach, following Irliet's request to seek out her lost kindred. We are, I think, on a time-sensitive mission to find her people before disaster strikes them again. So we have ourselves a Chartist vessel, which, from the looks of it here, does look Aeldari. That is the model of an Aeldari ship. So I'm thinking that's what that is. So we're definitely going to go there. I don't think we've explored any of these planets, so I am going to very quickly check these out. Although, I don't know, maybe this is a trap. Maybe we're not supposed to do that. Maybe we're supposed to go straight there because it's keeping track of time. I don't think it keeps track of time once you're already in the system. Although, no, that's not true. Rykod absolutely did that. I'm at least going to look at the planet. Okay, we'll do a scan as well. So yeah, in the previous episode, we, okay, that's going to be an abandoned tech priest base. Plasteel we definitely don't need. Ooh, if I go down here, that's, oh, okay, it's just going to give us some stuff. That's cool. So, we have an asteroid. We'll check that out. But anyways, in the previous episode, we, underwent some Aeldari meditation with, Irliet. You know, actually kind of, you know, letting her into our mind so that she can help ease our burdens by making us confront our woes, which was quite interesting. And yeah, you know, we sort of stumble over certain things, but I don't think it went that badly. I think Irliet is still at least interested in Cyrene. In what way? Who knows? Them Aeldari are a little difficult to read.
Lord Captain, there is an unusual cluster of binary asteroids before us, rich in rare metals and valuable minerals. They are moving in a fairly stable orbit, which suggests the possibility of constructing a mining station inside the drift.
That's so. That would be this. Okay, or I can't do anything. I guess that's this. Looks like an asteroid. Can we drop a, oh, adamantine? 12 adamantine! Yes, please. Alright, space dusts. Let's go into the space dust. The Chartist vessel's still here, so...
Lord Captain, reporting. Our void ship has passed through a cloud of cosmic dust of unknown origin. Unfortunately, the dust particles were covered with an icy shell that has frozen into a thick sheet on the void ship's hull, blocking out some of the technical vents. It will take time for the servitors to clear the ice. Until then, our maneuverability will be somewhat reduced.
Oh, good. Probably shouldn't have gone in there. Let's check this gas giant. It's probably going to be nothing. Oh, no. There's something here. Some plasma batteries. Presumably we can siphon that up. And let's go check out this Chartist vessel. And hope for the best. We'll also need to level up here. Okay. So, this is... Obviously, we're bringing Irliet. She is mandatory to take along here. So... in accordance to several comments, we want to bring Idira. We want to bring Abelard and Heinrichs as well. So I think Argenta and Idira actually have some, like, major story-based elements going on here. And Abelard and Heinrichs have certain interactions that are interesting, but otherwise no further story elements. So, yeah, thank you to you guys. There were, I think almost everybody was saying, you know, do this here. I don't consider this type of stuff spoilers. This is basically you guys just giving me a heads up so that I don't miss things that would otherwise be easy to miss because the game gives absolutely no prompts for who you should bring aside from the mandatory characters. So, if more of this type of stuff comes up, if there's a mission that's coming up in the near future, feel free to let me know, like, what characters you think are interesting to bring along on those missions. Don't tell me, you know, why, obviously. You guys have been very good about that, so, again, thanks. So we're gonna go with this crew here, and, yeah, we'll level up once we get down to the surface, or get into the ship, I guess. So we're actually boarding this Chartist vessel, and by the looks of the background, this looks Imperial, unless the Aeldari, have done some refurnishing. Maybe it's an Aeldari captain with a, you know, who really, really loves Imperial, grim as fuck Imperial architecture. Seems likely, for sure. Alright, following breadcrumbs. So we need to explore the Atlas Reach system, and we need to explore the void ships. But first, we're going to level up. So, I am right here. Let's give myself a bit more perception. Or intelligence. Hell, toughness wouldn't be terrible either. Can I actually see what I have? Okay, it is showing what we have here. My current value is 45. I could bring that up to 50. That would be pretty good. Whereas here we also have 45. I'm going to go with perception. And we have ourselves a new skill here, which I will be using on psychic stuff. Potentially, okay, this is the Voidborn Jinx. Anytime an ability or talent uses fellowship bonus, okay, I can use their int bonus instead. That is not good for me. Okay. Enforce reality. That could be good. I don't use force weapons. Sacred rituals. That could be good. Though I'm not usually AP starved. I usually have enough AP to go around. Stabilizing factor. The first psychic power each turn increases veil degradation by 2 points less. This talent reduces the effect on veil degradation to less than 0. Veil degradation is decreased by 1. Okay. I think I'm going to take Stabilizing Factor unless there's an actual... No, we can't get a power, so... I think we're gonna just go with that. So that's pretty good. So, we'll take that. Next. Oh, complete. Okay, it's slightly different UI here for this now. So, pardon me for being a little slower than normal. Okay, so we have a new talent for Aeldari here, an eye for the unscathed. Whenever the assassin attacks an enemy that is at full wound, the assassin gains plus 20% dodge and dodge reduction against that enemy until the end of the assassin's next turn. That's pretty good, but hitting is not so much the problem. She can usually hit her target. Whenever the assassin attacks an enemy with a single target attack, this attack reduces the target's armor and dodge by 10% until the assassin's, or until the end of the assassin's turn. Okay, that's not so good, because she's usually only making one shot, and is certainly only making one shot against a single target. If the enemy suffers a critical hit from one of the assassin's allies, at the start of the assassin's turn, a new opening is created on that enemy. No. Each use of aim for the opening on the same target reduces that target's dodge and dodge reduction by 10%. She's 2 action point starved to use that multiple times. The assassin gains plus lethality chance to deal plus 5% of... Oh yeah, this is good. Perfect opening. That's definitely an option. What does Disarray do? She doesn't really do direct damage as far as I'm aware. I mean, I guess lethality... No, there's certain things that I think work with lethality to deal direct damage. Lawless Lunge is a melee ability. Leave no witness. Hold on. The enemy last damaged by the assassin suffers the witness effect. Okay. If a witness does not have the assassin in their line of sight at the end of the assassin's turn, that witness suffers lethality divided by 3 of the weapon's base damage. Okay. Of the maximum base damage of the assassin's current weapon. It's base damage, though, so that's not very much at this point. Though, maybe it gets multiplied, I don't really know. I think I'm just gonna go with, let's see, is the advantage... No. I think... I'm just gonna go with perfect opening here on Aeldari, and then we can increase her... I guess we could increase her weapon skill? Or agility. What's her agility at? Well, we'll increase her agility. That sounds better. Alright. Abelard. You got plenty of things we can get here. Okay, so some new, he's not doing critical damage. What's Blood Haze? Looks like it could be fun. Bonus to dodge, maybe. Breaking attack. Devastating attack also reduces the target's armor by 7% and toughness by 10 until the end of combat. Does not stack. That's okay. Close quarters training? Can use two-handed ranged weapon. No, that's not useful. Contempt for the weak. We don't do crits with him. Crippling blasts. Any ranged area and burst attacks? No, he's not doing so much of that. That could be good. Discipline's just, I think, good on any of them. Or any of the Archmilitants. Any of the Archmilitants' area attacks, both ranged, both melee and ranged, because he can do melee ones. Reduce the deflection of all enemies hit by 2 and their armor by 7% until the end of combat. That's pretty solid. Maybe dismantle, maybe discipline. Okay, distract is also not too bad. Focal point. Okay, how do we get priority target again? Ah, okay. Yeah, so priority target is basically the aggro. But I think I'm just gonna get discipline. Seems good. And, more ballistic skill or more toughness? What's gonna give him a more immediate bonus? He currently has 75, so that'll bring him up to 80. Should be pretty strong. But ballistic skill? I like the idea of him hitting more, so we'll give him more ballistic skill. We got that up to 50 now. Argenta, you are going to get one of the same things here, so let's see here. Arms Master, huh? Melee. Preferred target. When the Archmilitant attacks targets that have their dodge reduced by any effects applied by the Archmilitant's allies, the Archmilitant gains 10%. The extra critical hit chance isn't really necessary for her. That could theoretically be good. Ooh. That's really good. That's going to give her some survivability, some dependability. I like that. And then, let's see here. Extra toughness with her, maybe? She only has 30 toughness. It's really not very good. Her agility, I think, is good enough. So let's actually increase her toughness a little bit. Heinrichs. Their assassin ability here. Create an opening. Maybe. Inevitable enervation. Each use of aim for the opening on the same target reduces that target's dodge. Yeah, that's that one, right? And eye for the unscathed. Oh, perfect opening. I like this. He can stack lethality pretty well. So we can give him some agility. Put him at agility 5. I think that's fine. Idira, we haven't leveled you up in a while. No, we did actually level you up. All of the different things. So you have 50 intelligence. We could give you some ballistic skill, so you can shoot a bit. Yeah, let's do that. And I will give her another Psyker thing. Maybe some unnatural luck. I'm gonna give her flawless plan. Alright. Off we go. Into the ship. Hi. Intimidated officers. Or an intimidated officer. One of them, anyways. The lanky, haggard-looking officer with sunken cheeks stares at you in fright. His body is shivering as if from a feverish chill, and his eyes are darting back and forth anxiously. Your ladyship, rogue trader. Well, what brings you to our humble ship? Stop shivering like a leaf in the wind, monkey. Answer me. Have you seen others like me in this system? If you have, tell me where, when, and under what circumstances your paths crossed and diverged afterwards. The officer's eyes widen at the sight of Irliet. His face grows even paler than before, and his lips move in a wordless prayer, unable to utter a word in response. I don't think they encountered your kin, Irliet. I think, unfortunately, we may have encountered your other kin, let's say. Heinrich sets his hand on his weapon and then nods at the trembling officer. I have seen people like this before, afraid of their own shadow. More than that, I have turned my underlings into this. He has been tortured. He has turned his underlings into this. Heinrichs. Idira flinches as if from a blow. She turns her head, and with unblinking eyes stares at Irliet.
Red, where are you going? Where are you going? There is no path. You only think there is. You only think...
What the hell is going on here? What are you so afraid of? And how do you know that I'm a rogue trader? I mean, it's fairly obvious, but yeah, I'm gonna ask him this. How do you know that I'm a rogue trader? Idira lets out a piercing shriek.
There's no path, Red. There's only marsh. Marsh, and underneath it, rings. Black dragon rings. They have already encircled and broken you. They're encircling a...
The officer swallows, gives you a strange look, and then closes his eyes. Oh, this is a trap.
Emperor, forgive me.
Excuse me? Okay. What do we got? Mandrakes. I fucking knew it. I was about to say it. Oh boy. Oh boy.
You monkey.
Oh, hi.
I'm beginning to think that your kind is eager to step into our snares.
That's not good. What did they do to us? You gasp, sucking in the poisoned air. That's what they did to us. Each breath scorching your insides with liquid fire from throat to lungs. Every cell in your body is engulfed in maddening pain, as if you are being doused in molten metal, skinned alive, and subjected to yet another form of torture. You hear sounds coming from somewhere far away, the moans of your people, the shuffling of bare feet, and light footsteps slowly getting closer. Fucking Marazai.
Rogue trader. A long-awaited meeting indeed.
You can barely see anything through the haze of agony, but you still remember the voice well. The voice of the Xenos who devastated your capital world. Marazai's face is hidden behind a helmet, but his tone leaves no room for doubt. He is smirking. Irliet, who's writhing in pain next to you, is barely able to breathe.
No! What have you done?
Are you dissatisfied, my kin? I promised that you would have your precious craft world survivors, and so you will. I will take you to them. I might even be there to witness your jubilant reunion.
Oh, Irliet, what have you done? She led us here, knowing full well that there would be Drukhari. Well, I don't know. She probably didn't know what would happen, but... I don't think she did this out of maliciousness towards us. I think just desperation to find her people made her a bit stupid, which is forgivable, depending on how she reacts. If the music's very loud, I'm sorry, I could turn it down, but it's awesome, so... Damn you! Heinrichs growls hoarsely as he tries to get up, driven more by rage than by physical strength.
I will strangle you both myself!
Marazai nonchalantly kicks the arm Heinrichs is using to prop himself up and tumbles to the ground. And he tumbles to the ground.
That seems unlikely, monkey. Both of your fates are now mine to decide.
Marazai takes a close look at your companions squirming in agony, then gestures nonchalantly to someone you cannot see.
Bring in the injectors. The monkey I promised to Tervantius are among them. I do not want these wretches to move an inch until they are in the hands of the arch-machinator.
That sounds like a homunculus. If you don't know what homunculuses are, they are the flesh sculptors of the Drukhari. They perform rather grotesque modifications to their twisted subjects, some of which are Drukhari themselves, and create horrible things like racks and grotesques and Talos pain engines and Chronos parasites and other awful things.
As for you...
There was a disturbing gleam in the Dracon's eyes. Okay, I was remembering correctly. He is a Drakon, second in command to an Archon within a Cabal, or a Lieutenant, not necessarily second. There can be multiple Drakons serving under one Archon.
You will have your share of paralyzing dreams too, but I am going to keep you. You are far too precious to be surrendered to a madman playing with fire.
Negotiate with me. We can still come to an agreement.
She's probably panicking a little bit at this point.
Would you negotiate with a worm, or say, a pet?
The Drukhari chuckles malevolently.
After I am done with your training, you will never even think of such insolence again.
His last words fill your head like the deafening echo of a ship's siren. The gas creeps deeper into your lungs, eating away at them hungrily. As agony spreads down your every limb, you are suffocating.
Are you enjoying the sensation? I had this poison made for you. Who could have thought that a monkey would one day earn such an honor? A special gift from a Draco. But you're suffering.
The Xenos leans closer to you.
I knew the taste would be exquisite. Right to add a touch of the Drukhari's talent for extracting anguish.
Look at his sauntering walk.
However, there will be a time for that later. No matter how I wish to play with you all one way or another, I need you for a purpose, rogue trader. Komora awaits you. All of you. Mandrakes. Take them. Leave none behind.
Off to Komora we go. Is this our... Is this how we get to Act 3? 16 hours have passed. 16 hours of hell, probably. Worse than hell. It's one of the worst fates. Basically second only to being devoured by Slanesh. It's kind of the worst fates in the 41st millennium. There's some other pretty awful ones, too. Like, Demon Kulaba. If you don't know what that is, please don't look it up. Ah, here we are. This doesn't look so imperial anymore. Hi, I'm in a cage. And there's somebody very dead right there. Your consciousness emerges from an ocean of darkness and nightmares, as if someone's powerful hand reached into its depths and brought you into the light. In the dark room, long and angular shadows move around and exchange remarks. One of the shadows approaches you, ripping apart the veil of pain and revealing features that look familiar to you.
You are awake, monkey.
Marazai's voice is sickeningly sweet. He is looking at you with idle interest, rolling a soft and milky-colored object from one hand to the other.
Our toxin masters spared no efforts to drag you out of the induced dream. I must commend the Nightmare Weavers. The emanations of fear you exuded in your delirium are worthy of the highest praise. However, it is time to finish what you were brought here for. It is time to work for the good of the Cabal, rogue traitor. Burn in the Emperor's scorching light, you filthy Xenos!
Marazai clicks his tongue and gently caresses the object in his hands with the claws of his glove, making it emit a little squeal.
It looks like you have acquired a taste of pain, monkey. Have it your way, then. Resist the inevitable and know a new facet of suffering.
The Drukhari gestures to one of the shadows near you, and your head is forced backwards. Marazai brings his hand holding the strange object closer. You manage to make out translucent glossy skin, bluish pulsating organs beneath, and a little head with serrated jaws before the Drukhari pushes the larva into your face. Oh no, I already dealt with this shit in Baldur's Gate. Not again. That's probably bad. Carouse test failed. Well, I guess this was our one chance to make a carouse test. We had a 7% chance. No, a 4% chance. I don't know. It wasn't very good. Sensing warmth, the creature springs into motion a moment later. As it blindly pokes at your skin, it discovers your nostril and rushes forward, stretching the skin and tearing through the mucous membrane. Unbearable pain overwhelms you as the larva begins to force its way in through the soft tissue and cartilage, each of its movements causing a crunching noise to reverberate through your skull. The creature greedily bites into flesh and moves ever upward past the bridge of your nose, past your eyes, and then something alien invades your consciousness. Darkness clouds your eyes, but the sensation of an alien presence does not relent. This is not a conscious mind, but something primitive yet unbelievably strong in its unknowable pursuit. It is crawling around in your thoughts, scratching them with its sides and changing their shape. Perhaps all this is just a bad dream, a quirk of the intellect exhausted by endless troubles. A calumny of a mind. Calumny. I've never heard that word before. Wow, Rogue Trader dropping the vocabulary here multiple times. I am surprised. A calumny of a mind too weak for the burden it was made to carry, A stray light dawns at the edge of your perception. I want to look this word up. What the hell does it mean? Give me just a second. As I have said before, it is not often that I find a word that I do not know. It does happen, and every time I do, I'm like, I should look this up. Calumny, a false and malicious statement designed to injure the reputation of someone or something. That's pretty cool. It's a good one. Like vilification. A bit. Alright, so I guess we're in Happy La La Land now. That looks like a nice pile. Oh, we're in, this looks like Kiavagama again.
You have disappointed us, rogue trader von Valancius.
So we're trapped in a memory by the looks of it. Yeah, this looks fun. That's Vigdis. She looks at least...
Is there money to be made?
Not mobile. What's going on here?
Lord Captain, we have received an astropathic message from Dargonus. Achilles Scalander reports a Xenos raid against the merchant ship in Gartafal's Calamity. A new message from Master Scalander, Lord Captain. Achilles' aides have reported that a Xenos leader will be heading an attack on the paradise world of Grantis.
So Xenos attacks everywhere. And nothing we can do about it.
It's
probably just, you know, them fucking with us. Who is this? Oh, Scalander.
We have identified the breed of Xenos that pose this threat. The Aeldari, humanity's ancient and insidious foes. I focused all my attention on investigating the attacks across your protectorate. I suspected that there was something bigger behind the Xenos attacks, but...
Hold this open just in case. But what? Alright, so you're,
Let us not dawdle.
who else do we have here? Not detecting anyone. No, I don't even know who you are. Lord Inquisitor.
How is it that you were the only soul who managed to escape the trap on Rykard Minoris? How much truth is there to the rumors that the heretic Conrad Voidfear is spreading about you?
We already talked about this, pal.
I'm going to ignore any minor liberties that you, esteemed rogue trader, may have afforded yourself.
Oh, the Drukhari seizing my memories. Is that what's happening? They're learning what I know. I think that's probably what's happening.
Always keep
He did
your eye on the prize.
say we were going to work for the Cabal, so I think this is what he meant. That we know things that he needs. Okay.
Do my eyes deceive me? Explain yourself, Elantak.
Oh.
Why is there a shard of Kruderak in your chamber?
Yeah, there was that, right? That was weird. But that was Theodora. I still think Theodora may have been involved in the destruction of her homeworld. Oh, this is our bridge! It looks, I don't know. I wouldn't decorate it this way myself, but...
I always have a backup.
to each their own.
You are accused of consorting with Xenos, betraying the Imperium, and neglecting the interests of humankind.
Is that Heinrichs? Or Calcazar? I think that's Calcazar. Pulsating strands stretch from under Cassia's headpiece. Oh shit, that's Cassia. One wrapping around her neck, while the other drain her lifeblood through her weeping eye sockets and mouth. Get better soon? Who's this? Is that Argenta? Yeah. Every exposed area of Argenta's skin is mottled with intricate pattern of scarlet blisters. Crimson indentations and charred tissue. Okay. Well, that's not good.
Rise to the top,
This is,
or get left in the dust.
Who is that? Is that... I don't know. The passing ray of light reflects the countless tiny blades that look like they sprouted from inside Idira's body. Nice. All of the Cold Trader's bones were broken. Her augmented arm was ripped from its socket. And the bones of every finger on the remaining hand are twisted and sticking out at strange angles. Yeah. Pascal? Pascal's augmetics were separated, but not extracted from his body. The places where they connect to the organic tissue teem with predatory millipedes feasting on the coagulated blood and accumulated pus. Oh. That's, maybe take the Tylenol or something? I don't know. I don't know what to do about this. I'm not a medic. Abelard Rossarian's limbs were amputated and then sewn back onto his body with remarkable skill and precision using human tendons. Well, at least they put them back on. That's nice. Who is this? You look strangely normal. No? I mean, he looks intact. More intact than anyone else. We can go out there. Is there anyone else still here? What about Nomos? What are you up to these days? How are you doing? No? Okay. Maybe it doesn't know about Nomos. Maybe they're trying to find out about Nomos. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Hold on. We can interact with this again? Oh, we can interact with all of them again. Okay. Then we don't need to do that.
The tribunal is waiting for your explanations. Come closer.
Alright, Heinrichs, calm down. We got Theodora here as well. Calcazar.
And here comes our principal witness, the rogue trader herself. Heinrichs gives you a cold look. If the presented evidence was not enough to convince you, her testimony will conclude this confusing case, full of oath-breaking lies and heresy. You drag this girl into this trial and now expect someone will lend an ear to a lowly heretic's testimony. I thought better of you, Interrogator Van Kalox. I was so very wrong.
Lady Theodora's voice sounds even harsher and angrier than you remember. Oh, she's coming to our defense, maybe. The Lord Inquisitor makes a vaguely dismissive gesture. Enough.
Let her speak. The sooner this business is concluded, the better. Then let us continue. Shielded from the powers of the warrant of trade granted by the Imperium, Theodora von Valancius more than once allowed herself to openly collaborate with Xenos.
You have never seen such a contemptuous grimace on the interrogator's face.
She plunged her entire protectorate into apostasy and heresy, including the current rogue trader, and went out of her way to prevent the Inquisition and me from personally maintaining order inside the Expanse.
Did this happen?
Does the rogue trader admit to fraternizing with the Xenos, serving them as a puppet and rejecting the God Emperor's blessed light for the sake of her heretical desires and base profit?
You served the Xenos. You rejected his light, you reveled in your heretical desires, and craved for base profit. Yeah, I definitely did that, obviously. I mean, it says it right here. Why would the game lie to me? I love this. Fucking gaslighting us with the blue text. Let's make a willpower test. 85% chance. We're not going to submit to the illusion. We could do Iconoclast Adherent. No, I'm going to go, or I'd just do this. I think I am going to do this.
The Xenos is gone. Why is the Lord Inquisitor here? And Theodora's reanimated corpse too. Didn't she die? Everything is wrong here. Died, you say? But who are you talking to if I did? Get one simple truth into your empty head. Your role in these events is negligible. You shall think me the Emperor on the Golden Throne if I so choose, and think me dead if it strikes my fancy. But this is not what matters right now. Just looking in your direction makes me sick. Why must I speak to the filth?
That whole thing about Theodora coming to our aid, I may have been wrong. The last words are obviously meant for the court. Oh, well, actually, no, maybe not. Okay, not me. Oh, okay. I may have been right. Okay, and we're... Yeah. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. I didn't read the blue text, damn it. Alright, Heinrich bends over you with a crooked smile.
Rogue Trader, are you alright? Or was your heretical association with Xenos so disruptive that you lost your mind?
The mocking words do little to hide his irritation. The interrogator is obviously displeased with the turn the conversation is taking. Oh yeah, I sure did that. The Inquisitor leans forward slightly at the sight of your anguish. For a brief moment, the boredom in his eyes is gone. Little sadistic. You sure you're an Inquisitor and not like a Drukhari or something?
It was amusing, but the joke has outstayed its welcome.
Theodora shoots the interrogator a nasty look.
It is painfully obvious that this heretic is dancing to your tune, her word against mine. You had lost
before you even unsheathed your blade, Heinrichs. Interesting. So it feels like we're actually talking to real Drukhari. But the parasite thing that's in our head is making us think we're talking to other people in a way that the Drukhari are then trying to exploit so that they can get the information they want without making me realize I'm giving up information. Who knows what we're actually saying. But anyways, we're pissing them off. I'm interested to see if my theory is correct and then who Theodora is. Perhaps a Drukhari that is opposed to the other two? She doesn't necessarily seem to be trying to help us, but she at least doesn't like them, which that's something we can use.
You need not worry, dear Lord Captain. It was not my intention to bring up unsupported claims.
Heinrichs produces a data slate and skillfully manipulates the device until he locates the necessary information.
The rogue trader has often been accompanied by a Xenos companion, and though the warrant of trade does allow one to grant sanction to individual specimens, what is this if not a confirmation of the von Valancius' family loyalty to the enemies of humanity?
I mean, you said it right here. She's an individual specimen. It is true. The Xenos Earliet was one of your retinue. Yep. Blue text maintaining a measure of truth just to throw me off when it decides to lie.
The rogue trader's ties to the Drukhari, a different subspecies of Aeldari, is just as obvious. Who else could help her divine the carefully prepared plans of the Drukhari, if not other Drukhari?
This is an interesting fact. Or point, because I think he might be onto something. We just don't know that he's onto something.
Cyrene von Valancius always ended up in the location of the next Drukhari raid,
knowing for certain where they were going to strike. Well, technically, Achilles Scalander gave us that information, and technically that information is also wrong, because we were definitely partying on Footfall when our capital was getting razed. So, get your facts straight, Heinrichs. Our options here are real nice. You served the Drukhari. You did their bidding. They helped you survive. Without your Drukhari masters, you would be dead. Ah, yeah, of course.
Yes, I did cooperate with Xenos. This I will not deny. Cooperation is a double-edged sword. Sometimes you can use your partner, and sometimes your partner uses you. Which is what happened to the rogue trader. Lady Theodora used her to undermine the standing of the Imperium in the Expanse.
Theodora von Valancius is alive. You were her loyal servant, and she made you serve the Xenos. Interesting. Interesting. See, this we don't know. I'm assuming she's dead. We saw her dead, but I mean, to the right people, death is really just an inconvenience. And her role in this story is too big to rule out the possibility that she's might not still be out and about doing something, or at least something that's like her. We don't know. She could be dead. I'm not saying that, you know, there's a high likelihood that she is alive and that this vision isn't lying to me, but there might be a truth in here somewhere. The tribunal remains silent, although those present cast anxious glances at your predecessor.
At this point, the tribunal probably wants to know what the true intentions of the von Valancius dynasty are. The rogue trader claims she has been waging war against the Drukhari this entire time. Except, was there really a war? Or was it another carefully staged performance?
Heinrichs is looking at you closely, almost without blinking. I don't know, I don't think those Drukhari that I massacred were, you know, paid actors. Unlike all the people in Australia. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. Allow me to explain what actually happened.
Cyrene von Valancius personally invited the Drukhari to her worlds, and then used their strength and resources to sow chaos in the Expanse to gain leverage over her rivals. It is very convenient to play the victim while working with those who rob your neighbors blind and terrify worlds that pay you tribute. How much did you profit from this, rogue trader? Did you think I would not uncover your pathetic conspiracy?
You did their bidding, they helped you survive. Yeah, okay.
Enough of this circus, Heinrichs. I did not set up any attacks. Rogue trader, Heinrichs addresses you through clenched teeth. You are destroying your only chance to make yourself useful to the Inquisition and to me personally. Do not tempt fate, and do not resist the examination. Are you really saying your war with the Drukhari was not a hoax?
Then how did you and your foolish subjects know the coordinates of enemy ships every time? How did you know their targets? Do you think your expert on all things Xenos was shrewd enough to divine the carefully devised plan of the Cabal's finest? No, only other Drukhari could do that, and even then, only a few. This means you were in collusion with them.
I'm inclined to maybe believe this. I think Achilles Scalander is in collusion, that he was getting fed information. Because indeed, where we got the information from him, but where the hell was he getting it from? What's interesting is that he's sanctioned by the Inquisition. Heinrichs knows him. I mean, obviously this is just a delusion, but again, the truth within the delusion is interesting.
Bull-headed stubbornness does not befit a woman of your pedigree, rogue trader. But since you decided to deny everything, I will summon another witness. I am sure everyone will find it interesting to explore this sordid story from another angle.
Hi, Irliet. Irliet silently takes a graceful step forward.
If the court so desires, my speech will run like a river and wash away your doubts. I found a shard of my home in the rogue trader's chamber. An entire craft world vanished among the stars. The only clue to its fate, resting in the hands of this monkey. That was when I began to suspect that she had something to do with the misfortune that had befallen my Kruderak.
Again, getting blamed for somebody else's job here.
Do not be deceived by her breed. There is a cunning predator lurking behind the fluttering of fragile butterfly wings. The monkey before you is a bizarre amalgamation of qualities not usually inherent in her feeble species. She has mastered the mysteries of many of this world's cultures, the secrets of the universe, and ancient artifacts. The fine art of war, the intricacies of deceit, all are embodied in a single monkey, however hard it may be to believe.
I mean, seems like I should be emperor then.
However, the thread that bound our paths broke the moment I realized the monkey's involvement in the disappearance of my homeworld. To flee the rogue trader, I tracked down and eliminated her chief tracker, who has pursued our kin in this part of the galaxy for many years, and thus earned clemency before this court.
Hold on. To flee the rogue trader, I tracked down and eliminated her chief tracker, who has pursued our kin and in this part of the galaxy for many years. Who is that? Who did she... I mean, at least within the narrative of this delusion. This is interesting.
So,
Achilles, of course.
So, Achilles did not simply vanish. You helped him disappear.
Heinrichs nods curtly.
I say he had only himself to blame. An agent who cannot recognize an impending threat is useless.
So the fact that Heinrichs and Irliet are getting along is greatly discrediting any truths that might be happening here. Heinrichs nods with satisfaction, noticing your reaction, or rather, the lack of it. The court has been presented with enough evidence, and I hope no one is harboring any doubts as to the guilt of the von Valancius dynasty. But let us allow the rogue trader to say her final word. We are all curious to know what you have gleaned from this inquiry.
Mercy?
This is possible. This is also possible, but this is a little bit more, this feels a little bit more like, I don't know, certain politicians denying certain allegations that are obviously true, and, you know, yet they continue.
Now I see I have been blind. The Xenos have been fighting one another all this time, and I was their unwitting cat's paw. Good, monkey.
Yeah. Definitely one of Heinrichs' speech mannerisms. Enough. I still have my gun. That's nice. Who are you? Just a regular one. I hope that's not anybody I know. Incubus. You're not Marizai. Or are you? Actually, you might be Marizai. After the spell is lifted, staggering pain pierces your body. Darkness clouds your vision, and nausea creeps up your throat, but the wounds you manage to forget soon remind you that you are still alive. Ooh, yep. Nazrakai. Archon Nazrakai.
The weakness of your subjects is an insult to the Council of Archons and the Supreme Overlord of Komora himself, Euremeris.
So the Supreme Overlord of Komora is not Asdrubael Vect? That's interesting. Oh, wait. You're a female Drukhari? The commanding inhuman voice tears you from the vice of the agony, and you see an unknown Drukhari in the center of the chamber whose presence alone causes your insides to clench.
Instead of fighting and ripping what they are owed from Destiny's hands by force, they dare to crawl into the Dark Palace, begging for favors.
Oh, hold on. You're the Supreme Overlord of Komora, and you're talking to someone called Euremeris, who is the female Drukhari, who is somewhere else in the throne room. That's the bald one. We've or not bald, but you know, with the top knot. We've seen her before. I'm gonna look at her. Lord Xenos. We have a 25% chance. That's not. Irliet's here too. Let's look at the Drukhari on the throne. One half of his face is hidden behind a golden mask with an intimidating visage. The other half is showing a malicious, sharp-toothed leer. The Xenos' elaborate armor is decorated with skulls and patches of human skin impaled on countless blades and hooks. He carries himself with authority and ease, as though he is the ruler who holds the threads of fate of all those present tightly in his grip. Let's look at the female Drukhari. Succeeded! Nice! Yeah, so her. That's Euremeris. The Xenos is wearing armor encrusted with jewels and stands next to the speaker. Such behavior is typical of the Xenos accompanying the higher tiers of Drukhari hierarchy, which means you are facing one of the Archons. So she's an Archon as well. That's Marazai right there. Look at him. He's got Irliet next to him. That's not a good sign. A smug grin has fled Marazai's face. He clutches the hilt of his blade and casts a vicious look at the female Drukhari in sumptuous armor. Okay, so we know that there was a bit of, there was some trouble between Marazai and some of the other Drukhari. I don't know what's going on yet. We can look at Irliet. Irliet absorbs every word, occasionally wincing in pain and covering her weeping wounds. Her posture and gestures are full of tension, like prey cornered by a pack of predators. Irliet shrinks under the hungry stares of those around her. Yeah. I don't even want to know what she's endured. Let's listen to the conversation.
With the greatest respect, mighty Nazrakai, Archon of the Cabal of the Black Heart, first among the chosen, voice of the Overlord of the Dark City, bringer of demise, conqueror of 100 worlds.
Alright, so he's the voice of the Overlord. So he's not the Overlord, he's simply referring to the Overlord. The Overlord is still Asdrubael Vect. And he's fucking tetraing all these titles here. Tells me that Marazai's scared shitless of this guy. Good to know. Not sure what his relation to Euremeris is, or what Euremeris' relation to that guy is, but I don't think that guy, Nazrakai, thinks very highly of either of these two. Nazrakai dismisses Marazai like a bothersome fly.
The Council of Archons has heard enough platitudes, Drakon Marazai, and no longer wishes to. Sly intrigues, ruthless chill to jagged ice.
No, I want to fucking read the rest of it. That is a... Oh, what are they called? A solitaire. Holy shit. Yes! 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 Alright. Oh, fuck yeah. Alright. Okay. Harlequin. Now we're talking. So, solitaires. So, first off, in case you don't know, the Harlequins are another group of Aeldari. So, another faction of Aeldari. There's a fair few factions of Aeldari. You have the Craftworld Aeldari, you have the Drukhari, you have the Corsairs, who are kind of in between the Drukhari and the Craftworld Aeldari, sort of. You have the Outcasts, which is what Irliet is, who are associated with the Craftworld Aeldari, and sometimes also the Corsairs. And the other faction, which is the, what are they called? The Exodites, who are basically Aeldari that have decided to forego space travel and live on isolated planets in harmony with nature. They ride dinosaurs, or they ride wild beasts and do all that type of stuff. They're basically space wood elves. And then you have the Inari, which are... I don't know if they exist yet in the timeline, because I don't know exactly when in the timeline we are, but they're a result of some stuff that happens during the Abaddon's Black Crusade and the awakening of Aeneid, who is the Aeldari god of death, I believe, or god of the end. So they're kind of an apocalyptic Aeldari cult that... they're actually not necessarily evil. And there's Drukhari and regular craft world Aeldari among them. But anyways, these ones are the Harlequins, who are another group that serve the laughing god Kigorak. They guard the Black Library, at least that's how I remember them. I could be wrong. Robert, you can feel free to actually me in the comments at any point if I get anything wrong. They arrange themselves in these dancing troops and travel the galaxy doing Emperor only knows what. Their schemes are beyond that of the regular Aeldari, and all of the other Aeldari kind of, if not respect them, at least are wary enough of them not to get in their way most of the time. Anyways, the stranger says,
"Of vitriol verbose, the cut and thrust. Keep time with fate's own machinations grave, but whose deft footwork leads to naught but dust. While from its brutal finish none can save, this play the puppet master granted me, through murky stalls a path obligingly."
The puppet master? Yeah, look, this guy's even a little concerned. So, right, and to explain why he might be a little bit concerned, this particular Harlequin is a solitaire. The Harlequins arrange themselves in troops, which are meant to be actors in a play, and basically everything they do, they kind of do through this theatrical way, and a bunch of different Harlequins play different roles. The Solitaire plays the role of Slaanesh, which means they're damned. Any association the Aeldari have with Slaanesh is just instant damnation and is awful. So the Solitaires are basically among the most badass of Aeldari ever to exist because of what they're forced to do. And the way how they go about it. They're super cool.
"The puppet master has Vect himself invited you to this chamber."
The Archon chokes on his own words, but quickly regains his composure.
"No matter. You may be our guest, Arabenian, but you are merely a spectator in this performance, and spectators do not belong on the stage, as you undoubtedly know. Do not interfere."
Okay. The stranger presses a delicate finger to the lips of his sorrowful mask, and says with a twinkle in his eye,
"A shadow in the shadows will I be."
We're gonna look at him. 85% chance. The bright motley, the hollow suit, the mask hiding its owner's face, and the graceful, subtle movements. Before you stands a Harlequin, another representative of the multifaceted Aeldari race. The Xenos catches your eye and nods. For a moment, the play of shadows on the mask appears to twist its expressions into a mischievous grin. God, I love the Aeldari. Like, so many sci-fi civilizations in various media are monolithic. They're just like one thing, you know, one empire. We're the empire of this species. We speak the language of our species, and we're all unified in purpose. But not the Aeldari. They're fascinating. I love them. Let's recall what we know about Vect. You've heard many gruesome tales about the atrocities of the Drukhari, but the cruelest and vilest always involved Asdrubael Vect, the Archon of the Cabal of the Black Hearts, the supreme overlord of Komorra, and the most dangerous of all of his dark kind. He's basically the emperor of the Drukhari, should they have such a thing. Let's not draw attention to ourselves. I'm gonna listen to the conversation. We could be snarky, but that seems like a bad idea. The Archon addresses the female Drukhari standing beside him. His eyes alight with mockery, not directed at her, however, for he is still looking at Marazai.
"How does the Archon intend to pay for her Cabal's blatant disrespect? I'm waiting for your reply, Iremerus, and my patience is growing thinner with each breath you take."
Right. Iremerus is the Archon of the Bleeding Rose or something, which I think Marazai is part of. And now I'm beginning to understand Marazai did something that pissed off the Cabal of the Black Heart. And the Cabal of the Black Heart are the, like, the OG Cabal within Camorra. They're the ones ruled by Asdrubael Vecht. Marazai's eyes widen, filled with astonishment and disbelief. He seems to have been certain of the outcome and did not expect what he is hearing now. His lips twist into an enraged snarl, hatred directed at the Xenos on the throne, and yet it finds no outlet under the gazes of dozens of Drukhari in the chamber. It's nice to see him squirm, actually.
I humbly bow before the Council of Archons and apologize for this outburst on behalf of the Cabal. Allow me to prove my respect to you with a humble gift.
Eremerus points at you with a clawed finger and flashes a satisfied grin.
The Drakon of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest.
Right, the Reaving Tempest, not the Bloody Rose.
The Drakon of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest and his amusing monkey plaything with their entourage of hapless freaks will enter your arenas and fight the best warriors for the crowd's entertainment.
So Eremerus has just sold out Marazai and us. Cool. Plus side, she sold out Marazai. Downside, yeah. A muffled cackle can be heard from under Nazrakai's mask.
Camorra accepts your gifts, Eremerus. But what should I do? For Marazai is first among your blades. Should I cast him out of the palace and condemn him to disgrace? Or should I be merciful and allow him to leave the chamber on his own?
The Archon's chilling gaze falls upon you.
I think I know who will make this difficult decision. A creature whose mewling the Council of Archons was meant to heed. Is this not right, Marazai? You will receive what you have been longing for. It will be the monkey who decides your fate.
Marazai's face contorts in despair. His gaze shifts from the Archon to you, then to Eremerus and back, but he does not dare to utter an objection. I think we can make an ally of Marazai. And we need an ally. He's in the shit. We're in the shit. Those of us who are in the shit need to stick together, even if we hate each other. Marazai was a worthy opponent. Let him go to the arena himself.
Silence, monkey. You can choke on your pity. I have no need of it. The monkey has chosen your fate, Marazai. Let this be a lesson to you. Lay down your weapon. Follow the guards, and may the pity of the lesser being serve as a mark of disgrace, far worse than the wrath of the Archons. Go.
The Archon nods in satisfaction and makes an unfamiliar gesture. The guards draw closer to you.
Let us return to you, Eremerus.
The Harlequin's laughter interrupts the Archon and echoes under the vaults of the chamber in a resounding baritone.
And all the masks upon their marks now stand. The slave of vanity the spire ascends. The thief and traitor cast downward by her hand. Unbeknownst to all, their fate depends upon a lead unseen, a player green.
The Harlequin leans forward and eyes you with genuine interest. This is good. This is good. If we can get a Harlequin interested in us, I think we have a good chance.
Is this how you treat the hospitality of Camorra, Arabenian?
The Archon angrily balls his fist, the shadow of his wrath hanging over the Aeldari interloper like a thundercloud.
I thought your words were worth more. You insult me by interrupting the trial again.
The Xenos sweeps into a theatrical bow without taking his eyes off Nazrakai's face.
You, Archon, speak a just rebuke, in truth. Fate's melodies and snarls fantastic have entrapped me here, and when I heard them play, I could not keep my lips from grinning wide. Here comes the hour of shadows to retreat to where the curtain waits to rise. The laugh with no beginning now sends forth the call.
It's difficult to read it. He's not rhyming or anything. Sort of. No. Trying to read something from this. Not really sure what to make of any of it just yet. Okay. Uh-oh. But, yeah, this is great.
Didn't flinch.
What's going on here now? Oh, they're gone. The world is an impenetrable haze of warm pain. You lie motionless. No, you rest in the murky gloom, slowly dissolving into nothingness. Sometimes your repose is troubled by unpleasant and persistent tremors coming from the place where your legs used to be. Oh, joy. You do your best to ignore them.
Away, you vulture. This is not your prey.
A vaguely familiar voice reaches you through the curtain of darkness. But your disobedient thoughts refuse to reveal where and when you have heard it before. Was it just recently, or 100 lifetimes ago? The trembling coming from your legs is replaced by a violent jerking motion, and then it finally stops.
From this phantasmagoria retreat, and deftly seize my merchant vagabond. The puppet master's strings left dangling, again rise up to take your place and dance.
A spark ignites in the darkness, and its light ruthlessly cuts through the gloom that envelops you. An ugly image of the reality around you assaults your retina. You can feel your body again and realize that it is filled with pain. Your shoulder is sore from an injection.
Until I get a cup of recaf. My vital status is yet to be determined.
Relatable. Recaf is space coffee.
Alas, the bliss of death will save you not. The whirling waltz of chance and gloom, you'll dance.
A prickling sensation burns your shoulder, and the darkness at last fully withdraws from your mind. Whatever the injection was, it is making your heart a frenzied tattoo, and your pupils narrow, so that you now registered every detail of this disgusting place in which you have found yourself in merciless clarity. Feel my body, 33% chance of success. Nice. You immediately regret this decision. Every inch of your body is suffering. There is a dull, debilitating pain in your head, caused by chemicals of some kind. Your body is covered in deep cuts, made either for fun or with sinister intent. All of your organs appear to be intact, but the same cannot be said for your blood. You have lost a great deal. Finally, a strange gnawing spasm occasionally flares at the base of your skull. It is not severe, but for some reason, it is what concerns you most of all. All of your equipment is gone, as are your shoes. You do not even have a knife at hand to fend off enemies, or to open your veins. Oh, that sucks. Look around. You are surrounded by the dead. Numerous corpses, mutilated bodies, and pieces thereof. Humans, Drukhari, and other Xenos unfamiliar to you lie motionless in this gruesome mortuary. I'll look at my rescuer. Your eyes refuse to focus on the blurry image of the person who came to your aid. He appears to be tall, and your mind emphatically refuses to continue, for every moment of concentration causes you suffering. He's using some sort of disruption device to befuddle his image. Alright, we've obviously seen him before. Where am I?
Among the shadows in the wings you lie, where taut are pulled the puppet master's strings.
The stranger intricately licks his fingers to mimic the tools of a puppeteer.
My companions, where are they? Not here. The roles have been decided now. But if you play your part, perhaps the plot will draw you back together, or to doom.
The figure's cruel laughter follows.
This overture in verse, the final lines. The merchant's time to tread the boards has come. Embark you now upon your pilgrimage, and take my parting gift, a humble drop.
The stranger deposits something into your hand and disappears into the twilight. We have received a gift from beyond the grave. Ooh, a pistol. An unremarkable and weak pistol, the engraving covering its surface is far more valuable than any meager stopping power it might possess. Well, that's something. I'm going to attempt to rise. You have commanded multiple planets and millions of lives in your former life, but in this new reality, not even your own feet will obey you. As if to punish you for your arrogance, your disobedient limbs send a sharp jolt of pain through your body. We're going to go with Iconoclast here. Remember all the people whose lives depend on you. Nice. Hundreds of faces flash before your mind. Sigh. Friends, subjects, and companions. The universe is cruel and full of darkness. And your will and determination are the only barriers between your loved ones and its crushing apathy and brutality. You have no right to die, not here and now. Resoluteness floods your veins like incandescent plasma, hopefully with less side effects, and you make another attempt to get up. We have gained the power of honor, plus 10 toughness. Permanent. That's pretty good. Your bare feet feel like they are stuffed with rags and refuse to obey. You have to draw upon all your willpower to suppress the rebellion and stand upright. The pain that engulfs your body, the pain that engulfs your whole body immediately makes you question the wisdom of this act of defiance. Here we are. Like, they say they took everything from us, but we are still wearing our clothing. Oh, we have a Titan Forged lance weapon. What the hell are we doing? We can just blast our way out of here. No problem at all. Like, the game has, like, a, you know, an in-underwear model for the characters, so they could utilize that here and now, but I guess they decided not to for some reason. What we got here? The corpses smile at you with warmth and whisper quietly. It is over for you. Join us. Maybe later. Oh, look at it. Whoa! Gamora is said to, defy the laws of physics in its construction. And that is very true. Who are you guys? Ugly beggar.
This is intriguing.
You can search here,
I
but
always keep my options open.
corpses fell down here from above. You can hear them whispering about the beauty of their long descent and the cruelty of the impact that broke their cold bones. Don't hurt me. I've got nothing for you to take. It is nigh impossible to identify this horrendous spawn dressed in rags as a human being, or rather a genetic anathema descended from human beings. The mutant's hideous appearance is complemented by brutal scars and a partially flayed face. You seem to have made an equally poor impression on the wretched beggar. He sizes you up and rasps,
You look like guac spat. How are you still breathing with wounds like that?
As you take a better look at the beggar, you notice a certain detail that is at odds about the rest of his appearance, namely his boots. It's not him wearing boots that catches your eye, but the indisputable fact that they are your boots. Alright, you little shit.
Those boots are mine.
The mutant casts you a thoughtful look casts a thoughtful look at his feet, spits on the ground, and says with confidence,
Don't think so.
We do a persuasion. We could go dogmatic here. Let's go dogmatic. This is more of a deception, I would say.
It pains me to behold how your faith has withered, son of the Imperium. Tell me, when you renounced his light, turned to lies and treachery, and in doing so became like Xenos and heretics, was it worth it?
The beggar's eyes glaze over and his lower lip trembles. His mind is no longer there. His thoughts have turned inward.
I really did believe once, before I ended up here. And what am I now? I steal boots from corpses. I beg Xenos and other scum for scraps. Throne damn it, what's become of me?
As if released from a feverish haze that clouded his eyes for years, he looks around in disgust. Full of determination, he takes off his boots and hands them to you.
Take them. I have a job to do. For too long I have suffered the mockery of those pale-faced beasts. It's time I paid them back for snuffing out my humanity. So long!
With an expression of grim resolve on his face, the beggar limps away from you. Oh, we got our boots back. Hell yeah. Now we're talking.
Keep your wits about you. I'll learn from this mistake.
Yeah, guess we're not finding out what's there. Okay. How long has this episode been going? A little while. Do I continue? Yeah, we're gonna continue with just a little. What do we got here?
Failure is just a temporary setback.
Also nothing. Nothing to find in our awareness.
I won't let it define me.
Wow, we suck.
Blasted Voidsphere. He killed your people, tore down your banner, and replaced it with this heretical rag.
Why, are all of our crew dead? Void here, or are we just going crazy? You can search this.
Just as I planned.
Huh, a melta charge. Okay. That's something.
I always have a backup plan. This could be an opportunity.
Your wounds barely hurt at all, and your body feels surprisingly light. That could be a bad sign. Could also be a good sign. Yeah, we've lost contact with the flagship. That makes a certain degree of sense. Do I have a map? I do. So we can go there, to the pit. Seems like a nice place. But I reckon we can find some more stuff here.
I'll learn from this mistake.
I do wish I had better awareness.
That's how it's done.
Medkit that I can't use? Maybe
Let
we'll
us
find
not dawdle.
a friend.
Well, what do we have here? I always get the job done.
Skin patch. Removes 1 trauma. Fucking joyous. We can equip that at least. Can I equip the Titan Forge lance weapon? No. That'd be handy though. If you surrender to the cough and lie down, it will be easier to breathe and your lungs will stop burning. Yeah?
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust. I won't let it define me.
There are so many dead people around you. How? It must be Voidfear. Damn him for what he has done to your crew. We're a little delusional, I think. What's this? In a pleasant voice, the strange device invites you to put your hands into its depths and press the activation button. Well, okay then. The enormous eye stares at you through the glowing portal, or rather, the portal is the eye of something enormous, and its maw patiently waits for you to step
Always keep your eye
inside.
on the prize.
But we can't do it. All we can do is acknowledge that it exists. Hands off! That corpse is mine! Alright, you can have it. You can have this one. I get the next one, though.
What's a peculiar thing?
What's the peculiar thing?
Failure is just
Fucking
a
some
temporary
shitty scrap
setback.
metal, apparently. Alright, I guess we go to the pit and hope for the best. What bad has ever happened in the pit? I'm sure it's a lovely place. God, this,
Keep your wits about you.
area is a bit nightmarish. You fool! You have a death wish? That's why people came here. To gut people like us. I'm still going to try and sneak past! No. Cabalites, huh? We can athletics over here. We're gonna fall and die.
Success is the
No,
only
we
outcome
succeeded.
I accept.
That's a good time. A Cabalite Ranger. Interesting. That's new. But now we don't get to see what's over there. So it's kind of a stealth segment, huh? Did somebody else just get massacred? I don't know what's going on. It might be up here. Oh yeah. But they have guns. Shriekers?
Your kind has no right to exist!
Oh shit.
Are you challenging me, filth?
We're gonna move all the way back. Can we get these guys to help? The barking of weapon discharges becomes Theodora's disapproving grumble. Okay. Move closer for interaction. Oh boy. I guess I'll drop a forewarning on myself. And I can't use any of my abilities on myself. Prescience?
On it.
I'm definitely getting into cover. I'm gonna do this right here. We'll see where we put the front line.
Nobody escapes us.
Oh, you're shooting at me all the way from there, huh?
Pain.
But these guys are gonna come to me. And I have decent cover where I'm currently standing, so... I'll drop a foreboding,
I refuse. I'll make it happen.
so that I have some defense. Could also drop a perfect timing on myself, or it's gonna hit everyone, so I got perfect timing now. Somehow I have to defeat 3 Cabalites. I don't don't know if this is gonna work, guys. Do we need to just run? Is that what we have to do? Like, I don't think we can fight 3 guys. We have less health than any of them, and our gun sucks. We can shoot him for 4 to 9 damage, which is not very good. We could light him on fire, actually. Let's do that. Alright, I lit him on fire, and now we're gonna run. Drop another foreboding to cover our retreat.
You've unleashed my fury.
My artifact is unsurpassed.
Alright, so we can light another one on fire. So the dot here is going to do pretty nice. So let's light that one on fire too. Then we can, yeah, I think we're still, like, hallucinating a bit.
Don't let your guard
So I'm gonna
down.
run this way. I don't think they can shoot us. I'm looking for help, but I don't see any way to go from here. So I think we're cornered. Yeah, we're cornered. There's nowhere to run. Alright, I need to go back to cover next turn.
A worm for a flesh crafter.
Yeah, you missed.
Woe to you.
Okay, our warp burn is doing something. We'll move back
Let's make
here.
some opportunities.
Then we'll torch that one. We're getting damage over time on all of them. And I think I'm gonna drop another foreboding. No.
On it.
I will tear your heart out for this.
Okay, so that one's no longer burning. Let's refresh that. Let's... yeah.
Who, if not me?
You will pay for this.
I don't need luck.
I don't think we actually needed to go forward.
I'll make it happen.
I'm gonna use perfect timing. So they're probably gonna shoot at us this turn.
You will not
Ouchies.
withstand my vengeance.
Yeah, that wasn't that bad. That was worse.
Just need to tough it out.
Okay, so I could shoot you. 68% chance of success. It's kind of bad. Let's drop a foreboding.
It's as good as done.
I think I'm just gonna... oh. I died. Load last saved. Alright guys, this is where I'm gonna end today's episode. We'll figure out what we need to do about that encounter later. I think I can win that. We just have limited tools at our disposal. Didn't help that we didn't find anything useful. We failed all of our awareness tests. And that we're not a really good combat-associated character. Oh boy, is this really where we're at? Is this my last save? I sincerely hope not. Dude. Okay, well, I'm gonna do this in my own time then. So, we also leveled up. I didn't lose this, did I? I did. You'd think the game would have auto-saved. Cool, so I'm going to replay this entire episode, I guess. I was hoping to, you know, have this be a nice experience, this whole episode, but it ends on a very, very negative note. So I guess I'm gonna do this. Not much I can do about it, but yeah, that's a load of crap. So I'll catch you all in the next episode where I will have gotten past this. So yeah, guys, drop this video a like if you have enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.